All right, so I wanted to show you how you guys can make your own custom pattern. So I downloaded some patterns and some textures from Pexels. So I'm gonna go to Files, and I'm gonna start off with just I picked this texture, I really like it, and I'm just gonna set this in the background. Okay, so that will just be, I have a background now for this pattern that I'm gonna create. Okay, so the first idea is, you could just bring in an object. So I actually have been seeing a lot of, like roses, and we saw it in Tyler Spangler work too. So I've been seeing a lot of patterns with that. So I'm going to bring in a rose, and I'm going to select it with the selection tool, and then I'm going to hit mask. Okay, so now I have this rose, and then I'm going to go to properties and add clipped adjustment. I'm going to go to hue and saturation, and I definitely want to make this like really like a crazy color, like more vivid and stuff like that. I don't know. Yeah, okay, we'll go with that. Okay. So now to make things easier, I'm going to go ahead and say, select multiple, and I'm just going to select the hue, saturation, and the pixels and just group it. Okay. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to, duplicate it. Okay. And now I can take that and I can move it. I'm going to take the transform tool and I'm going to make it smaller. Okay. Now I can open the group and go to hue saturation, and I can change the color of this one. Okay, so you can make pattern by just, bringing in objects and recoloring them. Okay, so here's another idea. Okay, so I'm going to bring in another pattern. Okay, and I downloaded this pattern. Okay, so I'm going to place that in there and hit done. Okay. And so now I'm going to go over to, I'm going to make some squares. Okay. Now I'm going to pick the rectangular selection tool, and I wanted to show you something. If you go to, so I put in the pixels pattern. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make a new layer above that. Okay. So here is my, background, and then I'm going to make a new layer above that. Okay, so I want to show you something that if you go to properties and you go all the way down to dimensions, you can see the dimensions of what you're actually creating. All right, so I picked this pattern, I put the pattern in, I made a new layer on top of it. I'm going to hold the touch shortcut in the lower left hand corner, and I'm going to click and drag while I make a square pattern. Okay, the reason that I'm showing you this is it's showing me the width and the height of that rectangle, and I'm showing you the shortcut of holding down that touch feature so that you can make a rectangle and know the size of it, if you're going to do this again, and make another rectangle with another pattern inside. Okay, so now I'm going to go to the pattern, and I'm selecting the pattern layer and hitting mask, and now I have this square. Okay, now with this square, I can transform, I can rotate, okay, and most importantly, I can now go ahead and I can duplicate this. Oops. Okay. Select, is it selected? Oh. I can't duplicate it. Oh, it's wanting to know what I want to do with the mask. I want to duplicate it. It's not like, oh, there we go. So I had it and then now I can make a pattern. Okay, and I can do it some more. And I could, resize them too. Okay, but that's just a couple ways that you can make patterns and add pattern into it. Okay.